smitten, I will tell you what she said. Again, Chester would call me and he would talk to me about having dinner with the Clintons. He said it was happening so frequently he was repulsed by them. He could not be in the same room as them anymore. She said that he would call and tell her about it and how disgusted he was, and that he was very frustrated because he didn't want to hang out with them, but the guys in Lincoln Park did. And then he said that he can't tell her what he's working on. But I have a huge feeling that for some reason it has something to do with his pioneering of a human trafficking defense effort in Orange County in 2014 with the district attorney of Orange County, Tony Rakakis, is one who's been trying to tell people that Chester did this in 2014, less than 3 years before he died. And almost to the day, the confirmation that Tony Rakakis shows, he died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then
so it's very weird.
You have rooters and all these PolitiFact sites trying to say that Chester and Chris weren't involved in that documentary. No, they weren't involved in that documentary. They weren't at all. And by the way, Reuters is funded and owned by George Soros. So take that with what you will.
But a lot to talk about the way that it's institutionalized for sure.
Working on shutting that shit down. And what started all of this, unfortunately, was in the last few weeks that Chris was alive. He was running his mouth on stage about it, talking about how modern-day slavery still exists. It happens to women and children and men all around the world today, and it needs to be put to see something, say something, and do something.
Apparently, yeah, no, you're right. I do know that he was very vocal about it. And the thing that's really interesting... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, he was extra vocal in the last few weeks of life, like even more so than he had ever been.
Yeah.
Like extra.
Well, I was watching a comparison of his shows because somebody was trying to say that, or a lot of people are trying to say he looked and sounded different than usual. But the fact of the matter, too, is that when you put him side by side with all these shows, and then you put the actual recounting of that final show back to back with other reporters, it doesn't add up at all. Like people are literally creating an image.
Performing right. He's missing that chunk of hair. There's blood in the back of his head. People got pictures of him at the show. So there was a struggle before even his death.
Isn't it interesting that none of those photos have made it into the public media? Like
I found them, but it took some.
Where did you find them?
I Google. You gotta really dig though.
Oh yeah, see, there you go. It's hidden in the algorithm.
Finding Chris and your dad's autopsies was a pain in the fucking ass. Once I
I still haven't seen the photos. I can't find them.
The fuck?
I have not ever seen the photos, and I waited for a long time to read the autopsy report specifically because I thought there would be photos. Because the thing is that TMZ, when Chester died, they were trying to leak all the photos. They even got the belt online before they were it shut down. And so it was like one of those things where I was like, I don't think I want to see that. And then I looked at it and I was like, wait, there are no photos here.
Yeah.
Wait, I've never seen the body. I don't know what this is. I'm told that he's in a jar, but I don't know about that. Yeah. I don't know because I wasn't even around him for 6 months before that. So, you know, but to go back to what Toby said, to bring it back to the Haiti thing, she told me that Chester had specifically said that he was working on something with his, quote, buddy Chris. He did not say Cornell. With his, quote, buddy Chris, and that he can't talk to her about it because she might lose her life. But when she finds out what he did, she's going to be very proud of him. And that in specific, he had seen what was on the hidden server in Hillary's basement. And that he had his mind blown, and he literally couldn't say what it was because he couldn't describe it. He had to get evidence. That's what Toby said to me. And I said, what are you talking about, Toby? I said, it's been 6 years. Why have you not brought this to my attention at all or to anybody? And she's like, well, actually I did. And I was like, you did? When? And she was like, well, I actually interacted with a group from Europe. They came over. They were fans. And they had, I was going to show them. I was going to tell them. And they were intercepted by Warner Music Group. Weird. And they were sent back. And they were told not to come back. And they were told not to engage. And then she was interacted with by Warner Music Group.
No, I don't know if this is
and
true.
Shut up, basically.
The research I've done, allegedly, what really sparked Chris's tirade about talking about this on stage, that sparked this whole thing, was Tom DeLonge, because he had a connection with Podesta, given the whole NASA thing for the alien shit he does.
Okay.
Essentially had sent Chris Cornell an email video of the Frazzle Drip thing.
Oh, you want to know what's super fucking weird? Is that the same time that the Clinton Foundation, and I've said this before too. So, and by the way, everybody who's watching who wants to know why I was so fiery last year, it's because when I went to stand up for my friend Trish and talk about the conservatorship that seems to make up Chester's existence in the most subtle ways, I ended up getting facing attempted hacks. I was hacked and attempted 10 times throughout the entire time I was talking live, and that's because I was sharing information. I was talking about how Linkin Park, in their own words, have actually used the Freemasonic alphabet, actually do use codes in their music videos and their music, that they are doing X, Y, and Z. And I brought Sean up as well. And the reason that I did everything I did, the reason everybody was so confused is because when I got online, I knew that there was somebody who was going to shut me down because of all the things I'd researched. I knew that there would be somebody who would try to make me look crazy. They would try to attack me, and they would try to, at the most intense, aggressive way, take every bit of my legitimacy away. They would try to stimulate me into a reactionary response. And that's why I said, okay, well, someone's trying to hack me. I don't know who you are, but you're a bitch. And I'm going to let you know that I feel that way, because now I'm going to have to do everything I didn't want to do the way I have to do it now, because I didn't want to do this. This was supposed to be clean. This was supposed to be respectful. This was supposed to be slow. This was supposed to be inclusive. Now it's exclusive. It's fiery as fuck. And I got to tell you guys not only that I'm not suicidal, but I also have to tell you why I have to fucking say that, which is, it got me into trouble with a lot of people. And also it confused a lot of people, like Sean, in terms of getting in trouble with people, is getting in trouble with people like Sean. And we saw how that turned out this year. And it resulted in this kind of confusion, because I had to tell people I'm not suicidal, and this is why. That's why my bio is like that. That's why the other day when I repeated my bio on Threads, somebody was like, oh my God, you're looking for attention. What the fuck's wrong with you? Everybody else in your life can have their own platform and they don't have to bring your dad up. And I was like, wait, but they all do, but intrinsically.